Welcome back to the Board Game Captain. I am here today with Vincent Frochot, who is the 8-time World Abalone champion. He also has specifically won the last 5 years running. And I'm going to ask him a few questions. Hello, Frochot. How are you today?
Hi, Josh. I'm fine.
So I'd like to ask you to introduce yourself a little bit to everybody. Do you have anything you'd like to say about yourself, talking about yourself personally?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm 30 years old French web developer working for a company called Mano Mano. I'm working part-time to also have time for Abalone related side projects.
So how were you first introduced to the game of Abalone?
Well, it was when I was 12. So I received a multiplayer Abalone box for my birthday. Yeah, it was a present from my mother. So we played in the family, and very quickly I started looking around for more challenge on the internet.
Oh, very cool. So how did you eventually wind up getting into playing it competitively?
On the internet, I was playing on something called Net Abalone, and I started winning tournaments like in 2003, and so I started being more competitive, competition oriented, in 2004. I knew some players on this site were also playing the physical World Championship. So I was interested in by talking of this subject with them.
So what was the first year then that you went to the actual World Championship?
I went in 2007. I just turned 18.
Oh.
And it was the first time I was going to another country, so it was a bit like an adventure for me.
Oh yes.
So it was near London in Potter's Bar, I think, if I remember well. So
now this is just a bit of a follow-up question to that. In 2007, how did you do in the tournament?
So in the World Championship, you mean?
Yes.
Yes. So I won.
You won the first time.
So
that's fantastic.
And I was glad to meet other players I didn't know on the website, like the English champion David Pierce, which I play with him every year. I go to England. Very very nice to play with him. So yeah, first year, good success. Was
very cool.
Nice experience.
Okay, so now last year's tournament, 2019, in addition to winning a trophy for Abalone, you also won a amazing custom board, which I'm going to put up on a picture of on the screen right here because it is really cool, and I know it was custom made by one of the two designers of the game, and I gotta ask, so do you actually play games on that board, or do you just sort of like have it on display somewhere in your house?
So yes, indeed, this board is really luxurious, and I want to make sure he's not degraded. But still, I use it at home because it's a pleasure for me to play on this one. So I play with Margarita, and when I go to games festivals, still I take it and I keep an eye on it because I can feel a bit nervous if someone is using it. But I think it helps getting the attention. So yeah, I use it even it's a piece of art, I would say.
Very cool. So now, a little side question. Who is Margarita?
It's my girlfriend,
Ah, okay.
and she's always with me when we have to introduce Abalone, etc.
Oh, very cool. So she plays as well then.
Yes.
Oh, very cool. So now, let me ask you about. So not too long ago, I know there was a big change to the starting setup for tournament play for Abalone, which actually you were the one who introduced me to this concept. It is known as the Belgian Daisy, and it involves a setting up of a hexagon each. I'm going to throw a picture of what it looks like up on screen here. A hexagon of each color on each side of the board of their playing pieces. I was just curious what your opinion was on the Belgian Daisy setup and how you feel about it completely replacing the original setup in tournament play.
Okay. So this setup was introduced during Abalone MSO World Championship in 1999, I think,
Mm.
to reduce the possibility of forcing a draw.
Oh, okay.
So I think when I started playing online in 2003, like
Hmm.
this, or just before, but I was starting with a classical start,
Hmm.
like a boat,
Hmm.
and I discovered this position, and I understood. I saw it was interesting for me because I already had a bit of experience playing the game, so I was like accessing something new.
Mm.
Um, and I think it's good to learn the game with the classical one,
Hmm.
and then when games can start to be stuck a bit sometimes,
Hmm.
switch to Belgian Daisy to
Okay.
really discover and understand the game to a new level.
Okay. So do you think it's appropriate then that it has basically become the standard setup for tournaments?
Yes, because indeed, when both players have sufficient knowledge of the game,
Hmm.
it's difficult to force a break.
Mm. I did not know that it had become the tournament standard for that long. I thought it was a more recent thing. I was a little surprised to hear you say it's been basically being used since 1999, 2000, somewhere around there. So, do you compete in tournament play for any other games other than Abalone?
Um, well, uh, I don't I don't really compete in other games.
Hmm.
I am I do a bit of online competition, we can
Hmm.
say, for video game League of Legends,
Oh, okay.
which is very popular.
Hmm.
But I'm not that good. Else, I love playing abstract games like
Okay.
Go, chess.
Hmm.
Also, I discovered Hive
Oh,
recently
yes. Yes, yes.
in Mind Sports Olympiad in
Hmm.
London, thanks to Francesco Salerno. So I love this kind of game, but
Hmm.
Albalone is already taking long time. I focus on this one, and other is just casual play.
Right. So for casual play, other than the big abstracts you talked about, like chess and Go and Hive, Are there any other, just for like a game night, having some friends over, playing a game with a larger player count, say, are there any games that you are a big fan of?
Um, well, it's more focused on abstract,
Okay.
uh, and maybe with Margarita we try to play a bit more cooperative games, so
Oh,
she
okay.
doesn't have to face me.
So what's one of your guys' favorite cooperative games to play together?
Well, we like Spirit Island,
Oh, yeah, that's a very popular one. Yes.
but it's very exhausting.
I know what you
um,
mean.
and also Pandemic,
Oh, yes.
um,
Oh, that's a
very good game.
that's a worldwide success for sure. Pandemic,
Yeah.
yes. It's that game's been very popular for quite some time. So, I mean, you've been playing Abalone a long time and traveled to other countries playing the game, as well as I'm sure playing other games that for fun, mainly abstracts. So, what are some of the most interesting experiences, or maybe some of the most interesting places that you've played Abalone, or just some of the most interesting experiences you've had while gaming in your time with the game?
Um, well, in fact, I went to a few other countries for Abalone. And I more remember people than places,
Oh,
but
okay.
well, for example, when I went to South Korea, I was invited
Hmm.
by someone, and we keep very good relations
Hmm.
still today. And same for when I was in Romania.
Hmm.
I came to make a surprise to a young trainee
Hmm.
during this tournament, and after
Hmm.
we went to travel inside Romania with Margarita. It was very nice. So yes, I think I have been in very beautiful places, and but
Hmm.
I remember more the links I created with people, which are very nice for me.
It's so true. I do find that this worldwide gaming community, everybody's so welcoming and happy to meet everybody. And I agree. I also remember the links I make with people much more than the places. So, just as a final sum up, I'm sure you've got some interesting projects you've been working on. Do you have anything you want to talk about? Anything that you've been working on, either related to abalone or anything else that you'd like to tell the people watching this video?
Um, well, I can talk about the website I'm
Oh, sure.
developing. So I started a web project to help me teaching the game,
Oh,
uh, showing situation and analysis.
okay.
Um, and so if anyone is interested in, he can maybe make a comment or get in touch.
I will put
Uh,
I'll put a description to the website. I'll put a link to the website in the description down below. So if anybody's interested in checking out this website,
mhm.
go to the description down below. It'll
Okay.
be down there. And you just send me a link to it and I'll put it
Yeah.
right in the description.
Okay.
So now
Nice.
on this website you're teaching strategy and teaching people basically how to play on a competitive level then or
Yes.
oh wow, that's pretty fantastic. So you guys heard it. If you would like to be able to play abalone on a competitive level, check out this website and you can learn from the 8-time world champion of the game.
Yeah.
That is
With
pretty
pleasure. Yeah.
fantastic.
For example, next Tuesday, I will use it to explain the game to 30 South Korean teachers.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
so yes, will be first time I have such a load on the website. I hope it will be.
Oh, I hope so too. I hope there's no crash. I hope it's all fine.
Yeah.
That'll be great. So does the website have a way to communicate with all the people, or are you also using another program to talk to them?
Well, I added a little chat,
Oh, okay.
but it's not really uh, how to say totally finished.
Oh, okay.
So we will use software Zoom or Skype
Okay. All right.
in the
Makes
same time.
sense. All right. So there you go. Thank you so much for joining us today for this interview. I really appreciate it. Again, that is Vincent Frochot, the 8-time world champion of abalone. Uh, Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thanks, Josh.
And if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, put them in the comments down below. If you want to check out, if you want to check out the website to get some tips on playing abalone more competitively, it's going to be in the description down below. Check it out. And until next time, game on.